Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex, my driving is terrible, and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today I'm going to be looking at a bunch of stock cars. These are cars that are basically from the game originally, and they've been converted to cars that you would use for stock car racing. And there are actually 8 different cars that we're going to be checking out in this video. I'm going to check out each one and try and compare them to the original car, if that car is available. And then I'm just going to play around with them and see what fun stuff we can do, because this is not your normal car that you would get inside of GTA. It looks normal enough, but it's converted into stock car form. So before we get into all of that and check these cars out, there's going to be some comments and questions on the screen. If you would like your comments and questions featured, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And don't forget, as always guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links to my Twitter are in the description below. I'm always tweeting pictures of cars and funny memes or whatever. I'm sure something is going to be of interest or an amusement to you. Okay, so here we are with everything spawned in. These are all the different stock cars that we have. So this is the Saber GT, then the Saber GT stock car, then we have the Duke stock car next to the standard Dukes. This one is the Tampa, so we've got the Tampa stock, and then we've got the original Tampa right here. Then we have the Stretch stock car and the normal Stretch. We have the Vigero right here, one of my favorite cars, and the Vigero stock, which I really like. We have the Emperor and the Emperor stock, which I think is so damn cool. I absolutely love that thing. And last up, we have the Marbell and the Marbella. Don't know why they've got different names, but it might have something to do with the fact that this one has 4 doors. And this one only has 2. It's been completely shrunk down and turned into a stock car. And it looks absolutely beautiful. These ones all have the originals of their cars. So 2-door, 2-door, 4-door, 4-door, stretch, stretch. But this one has actually been converted and looks so amazing. So let's start off with the Saber. So I'm just going to have quick views. So this is what it looks like in its standard form. Let's just go for the back. Back end looks pretty similar. Side looks pretty similar. It's definitely lower. It's got these smaller wheels on it. And in the front has not much. It's got rid of the bumper at the bottom here. It's got a nice bonnet on it, a much better one with the scoop. And then it's got all the tape on the lights. And what are these bits for here? Are they something to do with, like, they're just connecting the bonnet to, like, just connecting the bonnet? Or is that something to do with, like, a pipe that has to go out there for cooling purposes? This might make me sound really stupid right now, but I don't know why they're there. But it looks cool. It sort of, like, reminds me of, like, the stuff you'd have coming out from an oil cooler or something. But it looks pretty awesome. And then on the inside, we also have this sun strip here. On the inside, we've got the sports seats. And then we have this interior right here. And this one has the same interior, but different seats. And it just looks a lot more pedestrian in here. This one looks very race car-like. Moving on then, we have the Duke. So this is the standard Duke, because I'm a big fan of this one. It does have that sort of like soft top style looking roof, whereas this one is completely smooth through. On the back, what are we missing here? We're missing a number plate, for sure. The bumper is still there, and the boot and everything's still there. It just looks so smooth because that number plate isn't there. Even got the same exhausts. On the side, it's pretty much the same. I think we might even have those badges on this one as well. Yep, got all of those badges. Basically, a lot of the style cues on this one is just like, take the front bumper off. What have we got here? Like, stick the radiator into, you know, make it more visible, get rid of the grille, that sort of thing. It does look quite cool without the grille, actually, showing the lights. And again, we have these things that make no sense to me. We also have this sticking out the top with the engine as well. Does this one have it as well? This one didn't have it, but this one does have these sticking out of the engine. On the interior, well, this is the standard one. It has pretty much the same dashboard as the Saber. And then inside here, it's pretty much just a stripped out version. We've also got, what's this? We've got a handbrake thing going back here. I think these are all just taken from other cars. But apart from the fact it's stripped out, all the dashboard and everything is exactly the same. Yep. So this one is the Tampa. This is the standard Tampa. Let's go for the back. So the back has the bumper removed and the number plate removed. I guess these aren't supposed to be street legal, so that completely makes sense that all the plates have been removed. Apart from that, all the chrome and everything's the same. This one doesn't have the spoiler. Oh no, wait, they're not spoilers. I think it was just the angle. It just, for some reason, that looked like a big, ducktail. But I think that's just the design where the backlight bit is tucked in. I do like that though. Very classy. But this one does have the graphics, whereas this one is all smooth. On the side, looking pretty similar. It's even got the same badges, just not any of the graphics and stuff. Is all the chrome stuff still there? No. All the little like quarter window things have gone. That has the quarter window. Does this have any of that? Nope. Nope. It didn't have any of that. But it is missing all the wing mirrors, I've noticed. And a lot of that, like this bar here, that's all gone on this one. I think this one's the same. Yeah. So all of the windows on all of these have been removed. Again, as you can see here, there's all that and the little quarter thing. And this one is all completely missing. So there's the interior for this one. And then there's... Oh, wow. The interior for this one looks amazing. That's proper race spec with all the stuff on the dashboard right here. And for the front, it's got no bumper, it's got no plate, and you can see all the stuff in the engine bay as well. And also all the lights all taped up and everything. Grille, still there though. But it just looks so raw and amazing. I absolutely love it. So then let's move over to this one, the Figureight. I just love the Figureight. It's just a really nice shape. I really like this back to it as well. So on this one, it's got no little bumper thing there. It's got no plate. What else is it? Is it got the same? It's got no exhaust. The exhausts have gone on that one completely. There's actually nothing on the side at all. Maybe that's because... Nope, there's nothing on the front. Huh. Just doesn't have exhausts. Wonderful. It's also got rid of things like the aerial. It's just smoothed it off. Got rid of all the windows. Those little panel bits. All gone completely. Then go through to the front. You can see that this one's got a nice... Actually, the bonnet is still the same, but there's no wing mirrors on this one. So this one just looks all smoothed out. Again, taped lights. Same grille. But this one has no bumper and no bottom part. Now, this bottom part looks like it should actually be connected. But if there's anything like my old Golf that I used to have, this bit was like a separate metal thing that you could take off. So I assume that's what's happened here. And it's just been replaced with a couple of bars. Onto this one. This is one of my favorites from this whole pack. This is the Emperor. I just think that this is a really interesting car anyway. But to have it in stock form. So from the back, the bumpers are pretty much the same. It's still even got the badges. The stock car does have exhausts that are visible, whereas this one doesn't really have anything. Definitely looks a lot sportier, but no plates, once again. Have we ever got any aerials or anything on that one? No. This one does actually have wing mirrors as well, and it has this little quarter light part on the back. Apart from the fact that the windows are removed, this one still looks very much like the original. Even with the wing mirrors and stuff, that the rest of them all seem to be missing. On the front, it's had the bumper completely removed, but it's still got the grille, and the lights aren't even taped up on this one, and also just got the big, massive bar. But the thing is, they actually look pretty similar. That one's definitely higher, though. This one's much lower. The stock car has been raised. So this one here is the Marbella, or the Marbell. It's got with the E on the end, whereas this one on the name, it doesn't actually have a badge, but on the name that I've got here, you actually spawn it in with the Marbella instead of Marbell, which makes me think that I'm showing you a wrong version. Actually, there is a two-door version somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So this is the original. I actually really like this car. Is this actually from the GTA 4 pack? The problem is, I've had the GTA 4 pack for so long, I can't remember what is and what isn't in standard GTA 5. It's all just the same to me. But there's the four-door version, looking absolutely amazing. And then this one has no badges, and it has no bumper, and it's completely smoothed out. I'd say this one and the Emperor are probably my two favourite looking ones of the stock cars. This one also has all the netting and stuff as well, so it goes a lot further than all the other ones. On the front, in fact, on the side, obviously, there is the big fact that this is a two-door and that's a four-door. We also have all the chrome bits that are gone, and the wing mirrors and stuff, they're all gone. And the front bumper, again, it's just got rid of the bumper and the plates. And we got this big thing sticking out of the bonnet. Oh, look, there's the exhaust on the side. So where's the exhaust on this one? We've got a tiny one at the back, whereas this one now has it at the side. That's cool. I like that. We didn't compare interiors and all these ones, but they are going to be pretty similar to all the other ones. So this is the one that's all stripped out. And then that's your standard one with your drink in your cup holder. Again, with the Emperor, there's your standard one. They all seem to have very similar dashboards anyway. And then that's all stripped out. Oh, I like that it's got all the buttons and stuff down there. Although that's definitely a texture bug, because I don't think we should be seeing that. And then the Marbell right here in stock form. And then all souped up. Ah, that's amazing. So, there are a couple more. There is this one over here. I'm going to leave that till last. So this is the stretch. This is your standard stretch. This is what it looks like on the inside, all nice and glamorous. Through to the front, looks like your pretty average car. Then we have the stock form. So on the outside, they don't really look that different. There's no windows on this one. There is still the wing mirrors and stuff like that, but there is no windows. But you still have all this stuff, all these lines and lights and stuff on the usual limo. It's got this sticking out the top as well, the air filters, but the bumpers are still the same. There is a slight rise on the suspension, and there's the different wheels as well. On the back, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, they're pretty much identical. So not much changes outside, but there are no windows, and they've had all these bars added. And as you can see, you definitely wouldn't want to sit in here. But they have added some racing seats at the back for anyone who's mad enough to want to sit there. Because if you were to crash, your face would just slam those bars right there. That does not look nice. Then we've got some NOS bottles there, fire extinguisher. Is that fire extinguisher plumbed in? Is that a thing? Is that... I don't know. And then here is the interior with the bugged textures on the bottom. But it is all stripped out. We've got all the racing buttons and stuff down there. So, finally, this is my favourite one. I'm going to drive a couple of these in a minute. These are all pretty similar in the way they drive. They're much faster than their original ones. But a couple of these drive really interestingly, so I want to drive those in a minute. So this is pretty much the same as the Emperor. And just like where we had this one that went from the 4-door to the 2-door, we now have this special Emperor Stretch version that has then also been turned into a stock car. Now, the Stretch version is now available in the Pack IV mod. I couldn't find out how to get it to spawn, but I know that in the update text, it says that this has been added, so it's definitely in there. So this has no rear plates and pretty much the same. Still got no windows. Got all of this bracing in here. Sports seats in the back. If you're going to sit there, you have to be a madman. And then there is the interior right here. So, let's jump out. So let's just grab one of these random ones, first of all, and just go for a quick drive. So instantly, these all have much nicer sounding engines, and they have a lot more speed. But generally, handling and stuff seems the same. They're just a little bit faster. In fact, this thing just feels like a massive brute. This is actually not that enjoyable to drive. If we were to ditch this one, let's jump into the Marbella, or the Marbella, because I really love the way that this looks, and this should be a lot quicker as well. Oh, this one's got a different sound to it as well. They're not all the same sound. Definitely a little bit quicker. I love how that looks. That whole solid rear light bar is just so 80s. I love it. Look at that. The whole thing lights up. That is so cool. I want this in real life. I just think this is a damn good looking car. But look, I don't want to mess about with these because the most fun is had with the stretches because their long bodies and fast power and terrible grip actually makes for a lot of fun. This is very tail happy straight from the get-go. As you can see, it just wants to drift the entire time. It is just so much fun. But it's almost like slow motion drifting just because the thing is so big. Oh, whoa, okay. Wow, well, apparently there's some stuff in the boot as well. That really just deforms. That whole thing just fell apart completely. So the sad thing is, I don't know how to get these modded cars to work with like the single player races mod. It would have been really amazing if we could have got a whole stock car race thing going with all these different cars. But sadly, that's not going to happen. So what I thought is I'm going to try and modify the speed on this and try and get some good drifting. And let's just drive the stretch as well. And then I want to modify a couple of them. You can't really add any sort of parts. Oh, some cars have been parked in here since I've gone. But you can just get some nice wheels and stance it, which is good enough. Right, so this is the last of the stretches. This one's not as fast as the Emperor, but this is definitely longer. So I feel that if we were to get some tuning going on in this could be a lot of fun. But I can definitely feel a lot more rear grip than the other one. But I think we might be able to fix that using the stance mod, because we might just be able to get all the camber and stuff working and get some nice rear end loss of grip and driftiness. Because this one's actually not as fun to drive as the Emperor. The Emperor is the #1 fun for driving. Right, so let's modify this thing and see if we can't just make it more slidey. I'm just going to go for the vehicle options, menus, customs. I'm just going to go to auto upgrade, and that's just going to give us these swanky wheels, bit of lowering, and more power, and also some turbo and everything else. Ooh, that's definitely a lot better, but we need a bit less grip. I think, because there's still just a little bit too much. So first of all, I just want to get some nicer wheels, because those wheels are not really tickling my fancy. Let's go for some nice... Oh, should we go for some 3 spokes on this one? That's going to work nicely. Let's go for a nice wheel colour as well. Just a nice bright one to go with this dark colour. Something like pink. There we go. Let's just go all out with this one. So before we start it, let's just change our torque multiplier. Just so we can get a lot less grip, and just because it just be so fast that it just loses traction all the time. So we can get some nice drift action from it. And then let's go to V-Stancer. And let's get a lot of front camber going on. There we go. Pop that out. And slam it down. Oh my god. That might be a bit too much camber, actually. And she might be alright. We'll just have to tuck it in a bit more. Hopefully that would be enough for driftiness. Then we go down on the back. And we poke that out a little bit with a little bit of camber. But we want most of the camber on the front. Just to make it a bit more drift car-y. Although that is very excessive amount of camber. But who knows? Maybe this will work out amazingly. Okay, there's just a lot of... Okay. No. This is... Actually, it's still quite grippy on the back. I think the Emperor... Okay, it's also a bit glitchy. You got lucky. And that hurt. Yeah, this might be just a little bit too long to get anything that amazing. I've also noticed that my wheel stance has changed. It's gone back. Actually, it's quite easy to lose control of this one. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, yeah, I had a bit of understeer there. That was my problem, though, because I didn't really know where the corner was going. Right, so let's actually just glam up one of these, and then we go and play with the Emperor. So actually, I want to do it to this car right here, because I am in love with this thing. But I'm going to make it more street. I'm just going to add some street wheels and stuff to it. So let's just go menus, customs. We're going to auto-upgrade it anyway, just so it's all nice looking. And, well, it's actually mostly just get the engine and stuff. Wheels, let's go for sports. In fact, let's go for muscle on this one. Let's go for some nice muscle wheels. See, I've also noticed that these wheels are from this car over here. Is it this one? No. Are they just slightly different? They're that, and then... No, they are the same. Or they're very close, but these are a lot bigger, I've noticed. So even some of the stock wheels from the Law Friendly Wheels mod, they do have bigger versions, which is pretty cool. Oh, see, now that is nice. I do love that wheel. I think I said that in the previous video. But I love those wheels, so I'm going to go for that, because that looks beautiful. I'm not even going to change the colour or anything. It's just fantastic as it is. I'll just go for a lot more. Let's just lower it a lot more on the front. We'll also need to get a bit of camber just to tuck it in. And then do that. That would do nicely. And then the same on the back. We want to get a little bit of rake, so make sure that also that exhaust, don't want that to be hitting. So that leaves us to about there. And then we go for a tiny amount of camber. And actually that's pretty much it. Done. There. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I love this. This is definitely my favourite looking one of this whole thing. What a beauty. I would happily have this on my driveway. It just looks so old school and amazing. I'd love to make like a hot rod version of this. If anyone could get this car and make like a really cool hot rod, especially in this two-door configuration, hot rod version of this, or just a highly tunable one, I would absolutely love that. But right, let's just go ahead and tune this one up. So let's just go repair vehicle, menus, customs, auto upgrade on everything. It's given us some nice standard looking wheels as well from that one. Let's just go for wheels, muscle. Let's see what amazing stuff we can get in here. See, I could go for these nice shiny chromies here, but I think these just look so damn cool. Actually, we did a car similar. We actually did the Emperor with these wheels when I did the video on the Law Friendly Wheels mod the other day, didn't I? I think I'm going to have to go for something different. I'm not going to do the same stuff all the time. Well, I could just go for something like these. These are some nice wheels. They've got some nice chunky tyres. I think that looks pretty cool. And then also I want to just go and get our torque multiplier up quite high. HP multiplier just a little bit. And then it's just a case of just a little bit of lowering, a little bit of offset adjustment. Let's just go for front height. Down. Make that closer there. Oh, that's looking nice. I don't know why I keep doing this. I have to do it with every car now. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. And height down. And tiny bit of camber just to hide that so it's not glitching through. That looks absolutely beautiful. Now, let's see how it handles. Oh, it's actually quite slow on the uptake, but here we go. It is just Drift City, this thing. It is so much fun to drive. It does almost lose. In fact, let's just put some camber on the front and see if we can't get a better angle on our drifting. Right, there we go. Bit of camber. Poke that out as much as we can. To about there. This is a lowered, cambered, stock car limousine. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm not that great at drifting. I always have to admit this. I'm actually terrible at drifting. Oh, and here we go. With this speed as well. This is almost like Arabian drifting. Is it Hajwala? I said it wrong in the video I did for that. I kept saying Hagwala. I think it's Hajwala. And that was painful. And this guy's about to run me over. Nope. Okay, he stopped. But he will run me over when I do this. Or not, because I killed him. Oh, no. Yep, I ran into that. So there we go, guys. That is the stock car pack. This is like one whole thing. This is one add-on, so you can just add this as one add-on and you get all these cars in one go, so you don't have to install them all separately, which is absolutely amazing. I'll put a link in the description where you can go and check this out. I'd highly recommend getting it just for this, because it's really fun to drift this thing around. And also for that Marabella thing, because it just looks so damn cool. But there we go, guys. That is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.